Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to SD Capital's official YouTube channel. This is June and I'm here with the first session. Today's session is actually going to be completely different compared to all other sessions we had so far. So far in different sessions, we have looked into different sectors of economy, evaluated impact of COVID-19 on different sectors, and we finished our sessions with one free stock recommendation, which SD Capital believes is going to have a long bull run. Today's session, we are going to finish in the same way. We will provide one free stock recommendation. Between now and then, we are going to do something completely different. And what we are going to do? We are going to do self-evaluation and we are going to take a deeper look into the mutual funds in India. Why so? I'll come to that later. But first, let me start with self-evaluation. So far, on our YouTube channel, we have provided free stock recommendations 3 times. The first stock we recommended was Asian Paints at the very end of April. How did that particular stock do in May? I'll take up some random dates in May. 5th of May, this particular stock was trading at 1619. Yes, let me check the piece of paper. I don't remember those many numbers. 2nd June, today, the closing price was 1707. So this particular stock has gone up by 5.4% within a month. The second stock we ever recommended was Bata India in the very beginning of May. I'll go by the same dates, 5th of May and 2nd of June. 1265 closing price and 1436 closing price respectively, 13.5% appreciation. So people who followed our advice on our YouTube channel has actually booked profit or about to make profit. Have you listened? If not, please stay tuned. Today we are going to provide another stock recommendation, and also remember the stocks we recommend is for long term. So if you miss out the first week, it doesn't really matter. But the buy price do matters, and we provide that particular buy price, stop loss price and target price, all those details to SD Capital clients. But for our YouTube viewers, we will leave that much. Even that is very helpful. As you can see, I just chose random dates. So far so good. People are signing up for our service. We have started providing services to our new clients. Our existing clients are already benefiting from our advice, and our team is growing. We have a new joiner in the team who is going to start the Hindi equivalent of these sessions. Coming back to our second topic, mutual fund, as I mentioned briefly. Why mutual funds? SD Capital did a market research in 2 weeks back really, and hundreds of people have been kind enough to respond to our market research survey. We are very grateful for that. 2 most important questions we asked in the survey. Number 1, we asked, do you believe investing in stock help create wealth? Hopping 82% people said yes. We asked, do you believe investing in stock is riskier than mutual funds? Rather, I should say, investing in stock is riskier than investing in mutual funds. Again, a hopping 79% people say they believe stock are riskier than mutual funds. Let us take a deeper look and let's investigate. In the world of finance, how do you calculate risk? Risk is nothing but volatility. Any deviation from the expected return is risk. Let's go back to high school maths. Greek alphabet. Second letter of Greek alphabet, beta. So beta is how you measure riskiness in the world of finance. By definition, beta of market is 1. So if your investment vehicle, in this case, this particular mutual fund, has got a beta higher than 1, that means that the mutual fund is riskier than market. If it has less than 1 beta, it means it is less risky than market. Say for example, a mutual fund has got a beta of 1.1. That means if market goes down by 10%, your fund is supposed to go up by 11%. If market goes down by 10%, it should go down by 11% because that is the risk premium. More risk you take, more volatility you take, your return will go up more. Risk versus return. Higher the risk, higher the return. That's how the whole thing works. So I have chosen 3 random mutual funds in the Indian market. These 3 are equity mutual funds: SBI Blue Chip, SBI Equity Savings, and ICICI Prudential Infrastructure. Beta for 3 of them respectively 0.95, 0.44, 0.94. So if your beta is somewhere close to 1, that is 0.95 or 0.94, are you actually taking less risk? No. The second one I mentioned, SBI Equity Savings, has got a beta value of 0.44. So it is actually substantially less risky than market. Where you can find this? You can find this on Economic Times. You can find this on Money Control. So there are ways to find it out. Now, if you take a risk equivalent to market, obviously you expect a return equivalent to market. Does that happen? That's where the second letter of Greek alphabet, which is actually the first letter, comes into the play. Alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is what you get on top of risk-adjusted return. Well, let me try to break it down in simpler terms. So, for example, you have a mutual fund investment where the beta is 0.95, the SBI Blue Chip. So, if market goes up by 10%, you are expecting that your fund should go up by 9.5%. If it returns you 11.5% return, that means 2% alpha, that is positive alpha 2%. If it returns you anything less than 9.5%, that means it has got a negative alpha. So let's look at the alpha value. Where can you find it? Once again, Economic Times or Money Control will help you find these. And where do you SBI Blue Chip actually has got an alpha of minus 2.49. SBI Equity Savings has got an alpha minus 0.03. ICICI Prudential Infrastructure has got an alpha of minus 8. What does it mean? All 3 of them has negative alpha. So as per beta, you are supposed to get something. You are taking risk. You are expecting a certain return. Negative alpha means your return is going to be less than that. Is it worth taking the risk? Ask yourself. I'm not telling all mutual funds are bad. All I'm trying to tell you, go and have a look, have a check. It's your hard-earned money. It's your investment. It's your future. Be careful about where you are investing. The very next thing I'm going to discuss about mutual fund is something called expense ratio. What is expense ratio? That's the fund management fee. Every year, mutual fund management charges a certain amount of fees to their customers. And this amount they take away from the original investment amount. Whether you make profit or you make loss, doesn't matter. For them, it is really what they take from the capital as fund management fee. And that is how mutual funds work. So let's have a look into SBI Blue Chip Fund. It has got a expense ratio 1.9%. What does it mean? If you start your investment with 1,000 rupees, it will take 19 rupees in the very first. Then year on year, it will take 19 rupees from your investment pot. So 5 years, you end up paying 85 rupees for every 1,000 rupees you invest with them. That is going from your capital. So potentially, you are not only paying 85, any profit you could have made on this 85, you are sacrificing that as well. What about the other two? SBI Equity Savings 1.69%, ICICI Prudential 2.63%. So 5 years with ICICI Prudential, for every 1,000 rupees you pay 130 rupees, 13%. As I said, it's not only 130 rupees. Any profit you could have made on this 130 rupees is also gone. How does that compare with equity investments? If you do it on your own, then all you pay is the brokerage amount. And the worst known brokerage account, ICICI Demat, everybody tells that they are really bad, 0.55%. That means for 1,000 rupees, you really pay 5 rupees 50 paise at the beginning. And when you close the position, you exit, you pay another 5 rupees and 50 paise. How does that compare with the mutual fund management fee? Doesn't make sense. All you need to do investment on your own is rigorous study. If you are a beginner, 6 to 8 months study, and then on a weekly basis spend 8 to 10 hours. What is the next best alternative? Go for a portfolio management company. And portfolio management company, there are myths that they only provide the service for really wealthy people. SD Capital provide the service even if you start with 10,000 rupees. And for SD Capital, there is no annual fee. So practically no expense ratio. We don't eat up into your investable amount. We don't erode your capital. All we take is a percentage from your profit, and that too when you make. So 5 years you stay invested, 3 years you stay invested. When you book the profit, when you close the position, that's when we will take percentage of a profit, not year on year. And moreover, if you make loss, we will share your loss. SD Capital is in the partnership business. SD Capital is not there to make a transactional commitment and run away. No, it's a partnership. Your profit, we will take a percentage of that. In case you make loss, you incur loss, we will compensate you to an extent. Thereby, please be aware when you are investing in mutual funds, there are factors which are telling you the story, but you are just probably missing it out. Now, let me give you another example, which will probably show you the combined impact of expense ratio and alpha. Let's assume there is a mutual fund where beta is 1 for simplicity of calculation. Now, any year market goes up by 10%, it should go up by 10%. Any year market goes down by 10%, it should go down by 10%. Now, let's assume alpha is -2. In Indian market, that's actually very decent alpha, because all the funds we have looked up has got actually worse alpha than that. Most of them, I won't say all, most of them. But let's assume 2%. Negative alpha, that is -2. Now what happens? 5 years, you stay invested with that particular fund. First year market goes up by 10%. You pay the fee from your initial investment. It goes down by certain percentage. Then you invest in market, negative alpha, that means 2 negative alpha, that is market goes up by 10%, you go up only by 8%. Second year market goes up by 10%, you go up by 8%, but your capital has already eroded because you have paid the second year expense ratio. Now third year, what happens? Market goes down by 10%. Market can go down any year, right? Your fund doesn't go down by 10%. Your fund actually goes down by 12%. Remember? Negative alpha. So third year you have paid expense ratio. On top of that, you are going down more than market. Fourth year onwards, there is the divergence is significant, as you can see in the graph I'm sharing on the screen. So year on year, they are eroding your capital. On top of that, with negative alpha, you are not getting the return you are supposed to take by taking the risk. Where are you? Just think about it. The last bit I will talk about from the mutual fund perspective in today's session is tax. We will have a follow-up session for mutual fund because there are so many things to discuss. But let me give you a single liner here. There is a myth that it helps from the tax perspective if you invest in mutual funds. Law of the land is such that if you invest in stock and if you invest in mutual fund, it is the same story. Less than 1 year, it's a short term. More than 1 year, it's a longer term. And that's it. Be it mutual fund, be it stock investments. The only exception is ELCC or ELSS, sorry, my bad. And that is where you can claim some benefit under 80C. But please be aware, it comes with a lock-in period. And we will talk about the downside of such lock-in periods in our next session. We will talk through that. We will also talk through why mutual fund has got a negative alpha, what what decisions they take and why they stay away from some of the best stocks on the street and why it is such a situation where alpha is negative. And just to put things in the perspective, we discussed beta here, alpha here, expense ratio here. In US or UK, expense ratio for any mutual fund is typically around 0.5. If the mutual fund expense ratio is more than 2% or even more than 1%, that doesn't fly. Just because in India, the financial awareness is such low that they are making good business there. They are having a gala time. In UK or US market, with that kind of expense ratio, nobody can survive. No mutual fund will survive here. But all said and done, we will have a follow-up session for mutual funds next session. But Please keep following us. Check it out how we are doing. We have done the self-evaluation bit today. Now, time for today's free recommendation. SBI, State Bank of India. SD Capital has got reasons to believe that it has got a long bull run ahead of it. Keep following our YouTube channel. Keep following our Facebook page. Stay tuned. There is a new joiner in our team. Hindi sessions will start soon. So stay tuned. And so far, that's all today. Stay safe. Stay corona free. Take care. We will meet again towards the end of June. Bye.